Ask any photographer and they'll tell you that there's no perfect camera. And if there is, it's probably way out of your price range. So the best thing you can do is make the best of the cameras that you have in your parameters. For me, the best camera I have is the Nikon F80. You might be surprised to learn it's a very old camera, well, old by modern camera standards. It's an SLR Nikon created in the early 90s, late 80s. It's very lightweight, which I really like. It makes it easy for my setup, which is very run and gun. And I like it so much that I've had it not once, not twice, but 3 times. In fact, I've owned it 4 times. I've paid for it 3 times. The first time I owned it, it unfortunately after a few days started showing signs of condensation, which was ruining the film. So I took it back to the store I got it from. And even though it wasn't a very good store, the manager had a spare F80 and he replaced it. I had that for years and actually took some of my favorite shots that I've ever taken with it. And then one day, the back door compartment where you'd load the film just stopped working. And I took it to a repair store and they said this is actually a common malfunction of this camera. And because it has electronic parts, it's not something that's easy to replace. And if you do, it's very expensive. So I went on eBay and it was cheaper to just get a replacement. So I was going to say second, but the third F80 I got actually arrived. And not only was it dirt cheap after winning an eBay bidding war, but it arrived fresh out of the box. I was the first person to ever open it. Had the cellophane. It was like brand new. But this had a problem, which is that randomly it would just miss shots. And when I say miss shots, it would either not take the shot or it would take the shot. And when you get your film back, it hadn't actually captured the image. And that's, it's annoying enough when you're shooting on location, doing a natural light shot, but if you've booked a studio and you have a model and a makeup artist and expensive lighting, to then look at your negatives and realize you're missing key shots is not convenient at all. So in 2023, I decided to buy another, and I only paid £40 for that, which would probably be like $50. And that actually arrived with a new lens that I didn't have for my collection. It arrived smelling of smoke, which wasn't great, but so I actually wiped it with like a disinfectant cloth, and that was fine. And it's been working ever since. Fingers crossed it stays that way. Now, a lot of you might say, this camera is clearly cursed. Why do you keep going back to it? But for me, it just ticks all the boxes. The image quality is there for me. The ease of use is there for me. I shoot manually, but if I need to shoot automatic, it's got great automatic mode. I've got DX reading, so I can just put any film in there and it understands, but it also actually allows you to manually override a DX code as well. So if you happen to have a roll of film that doesn't understand DX codes or doesn't have DX codes preloaded or pre-stuck on there, you can just do that yourself. You can change everything about this that you need to. It works with any flash unit. It's foolproof. It's really easy to use. It feels great. Like, it's not the most expensive thing, but it's also not the cheapest thing. So even though it's plastic, it doesn't feel cheap. It feels significant. It feels rugged. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. And I like the user experience. And I think that's what it should be about with photography. I shouldn't have to spend loads of time being conscious of the equipment I have. I should just be able to grab it and shoot with it. And that's what I do with the F80. So this is going to be a quick one this week, but I thought I would cover 2 shoots with the F80. So these shots are the actual last shots I ran through the last F80 before realizing that I couldn't keep missing shots and I was going to have to buy a new unit. And so here they are. These next shots are a friend of mine, Natalia. She lives in a really nice apartment in London. Not quite rooftop, but it has a view overlooking the city. And so I was able to get some nice shots on her balcony with just some nice natural light shining in. I, for the life of me, can't remember what film stock this is. If it comes to me whilst I'm editing it, maybe I'll caption it on the image, but I can't actually remember. But yeah, these were just some quick shots. I was kind of at a point where I knew the F80 might be on its way out, but I thought, let me get one last shot and see. And yeah, this shoot kind of determined it for me, because unfortunately it just kept freezing. It just kept giving me trouble. And that was when I knew, yeah, I can't keep using this. The last shoot I'm going to show you images from is from a friend of mine called Roy Johnson. Now, Roy Johnson is a professional wrestler, and as long as I know him, he's been a fan of professional wrestling. It's in fact one of the things we bonded about, alongside our love of rap and grime music. And unlike a lot of people I know who kind of dream of one day getting in the ring, Roy has actually done it. Not only has he done it, he's made great strides in both the British and international wrestling scene. One thing that Roy really pushes for is inclusion and diversity in both the independent and the major scenes. And to that end, he's actually created his own event, Everything Patterned, which he's done a couple of times. And that has been a driving force in the UK scene in showcasing people from all walks, backgrounds, and abilities in the wrestling scene and making it more diverse and more interesting for everyone involved. So his list of accomplishments is fantastic. He's already been part of a WWE event. I'm sure he'll do it again in the future, and I wouldn't be surprised if one day you see him working for like New Japan or someone. He's just so talented. He's so hardworking. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. We've been meaning to do something for a while. Hopefully we'll do something again in the future, but this particular time he happened to be in my area of London. He had some spare minutes before he was able to, before he had to go out on stage and do his thing. So we met in the back area and we just shot some stuff. And Roy's just a natural. He pointed the camera. He's very charismatic, really good looking guy. And the natural light just hit him. And I was really happy with these. These aren't even all the images because once again, the F80 missed shots, but I was really happy with these. And yeah, for anyone who's kind of on the fence about getting an F80, even if you do end up with issues, for the price, look what you can get out of it. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend it. As the light starts to return and, we get spring eventually turning up, you will see me shoot with this a lot more this year. I will definitely experiment with other SLRs and I'm going to be doing some point and shoot stuff this year. But, for me, the F80 has my heart. It's one of my favorite cameras. I've created some of my favorite images and memories with it. And yeah, I just wanted to show it a bit of love. And explain why it is the camera that I have purchased multiple times. As always, thank you for watching the channel. I didn't even introduce myself at the start of this video. What am I doing? It's amateur hour over here. I'm BB Manic. I'm a portrait photographer from London. And this is my channel where I cover everything that I do. I try to keep it semi-regular, so you'll see if I don't do it within a week, it's usually just over a week. But yeah, to see what I do next, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that button for notifications. And if this is the type of thing that you think anyone you know would be interested in, make sure to share it, because that's the type of thing that helps the channel grow. It means that people that are into photography, they get these type of recommendations, and I can reach more people and hopefully make more of this type of content. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. See you next time. Peace.